So this is where we're at with the Specialized Hardrock right now. If you haven't seen the first video, subscribe and check out my channel. I have the first video where I tell this thing's backstory and I tear it down to frame. So I was gonna wait and like post a video of it painted, but I thought I'd go through the painting process. And I also found something kind of cool on this bike that I kind of wanted to talk about before I just stripped it down and painted it, because I figured it'd be easier to show rather than to just tell. So if you look at the stickers on this bike, it says comp on the top tube. So I started doing some research and I actually found a old like spec sheet from Specialized from 1989 when this bike was released. And this has the paint scheme of just a standard Specialized Hardrock, but all the components on it and all the graphics match what a Specialized Hardrock comp would be. So I found that to be really, really interesting. I don't know what the story was behind that. I don't know if it was like a mix-up at the manufacturer and they put that comp sticker on there as well as the other components, or if the original owner of this bike wanted to turn it into a comp. So I found that to be pretty interesting. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sand this thing down to bare metal. I'm going to put a coat of primer on it and then probably multiple coats of the color I'm going to go with, which I haven't decided on that yet, as well as a clear coat to kind of seal everything in and protect it. I'm also going to go ahead and throw that spec sheet up just in case you guys are interested in seeing what I was talking about firsthand. And I'll hyperlapse me sanding everything down and primering it like I did with the teardown. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video. I'm gonna pick it back up tomorrow. There's a couple of spots where I can't really get into very well with the sander. So I'm gonna run out and grab some sandpaper and a little bit of paint remover, and I'll pick it back up tomorrow. So it's been 4 long days of sanding and prepping, but I finally got this thing masked off and I'm ready to lay down some primer. So I've got this first coat of primer drying. Probably gonna do 2. If you guys want a tutorial on anything you're seeing in this video series, let me know in the comments down below. I'm doing this more for entertainment reasons, not for teaching reasons. So if I'm not going over every detail, that'd be the reason why. But just a little pro tip. I like to use automotive primer. It seems to be more durable than like your multi-purpose wood, plastic, like just standard household primer. And I also like to use gray. I don't like to use black because it's really hard to cover, especially if you're using like a lighter color. And I tend to shy away from white just because I've found that it doesn't seem to cover and work as well as what the gray primer does. So I usually go with Rust-Oleum automotive primer, 2 coats. Try to like put your primer on pretty heavy because that's like your real base coat. If you have like a bad primer coat, then your whole paint job is going to kind of come out crappy. So I'm gonna let this guy dry. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna do the underside of the bottom bracket and probably just do like a once over of the whole thing. And tomorrow I'm going to paint it. So I finally decided on a color. I'm gonna do a deep purple, like almost a purplish black type color. And I'll check back with you guys tomorrow and we'll see how that goes. So we got the primer done, we're ready for paint. The paint I went with is from a brand called Montana, and it's their gold series. They have a couple different series. It's professional grade, like art paint basically, but it does work for metal and it's supposed to be really durable. It holds up to weather and scratching and stuff. And then I'm also gonna be doing clear coat on top of it, so I'm expecting good results. I know a lot of people will probably kind of get upset that I didn't go with like an original color or that I even painted it in general, but I went with a purple, and it's a gradient of purple called black purple. It's supposed to be a really dark matte purple, and I'm going to pair that up with gloss black forks, and then the clear coat I'm putting over top of the paint is going to be gloss, so it should have a slight shine to it when it's done.
Never gonna let you go, never gonna say goodbye, no. Never gonna give you up, I'm never gonna let you go, never gonna say goodbye, no. Never gonna
So I finally got the paint done. It's just finishing drying right now. As you can see, like I said, I went gloss black on the fork. I didn't show doing the clear coat just because, I mean, it's clear coat, it's boring to watch. However, I use Krylon clear coat. It's the same brand of paint I used on the fork. All in all, I think the paint job came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. There's definitely a few blemishes that I could have done better, but honestly, I'm not really all that great at painting. I don't do it that often, so I can't really get like proficient at it and learn like what styles work best and what don't. So I'm happy with it, and I think it'll look good once I get everything taken together, like put together and thrown on there. I think it'll take away from any blemishes because they won't stand out as much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to start assembling it tomorrow after this thing completely dries. And then I'm going to do a bike check after that. I'm not going to record me putting it together. Like I said in a previous video though, if you guys are interested in how-to videos, please let me know in the comments below and I'd be happy to post one.